A very good morning to our viewers. I'm Smriti Rastogi with Breakfast News. In the next 30 minutes, we will get you all the latest news from national, international, sports and business front. But before getting you all the details, a quick look at the top headlines. GST Council tax rates for 66 items, relief for small businesses as country prepares for rollout of One Nation, One Tax regime from 1st of July. Maharashtra government announces the largest ever blanket loan waiver to provide immediate relief to 31 lakh farmers. Protest called off. Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan ends fast. Finance Minister Arun Jaitley to meet PSU bank chiefs today will review situation of non-performing assets and recovery of bad loans. West Bengal government head for showdown with Gorkha Janmukti Morcha. GJM's indefinite shutdown begins in Darjeeling today. Mamata warns of stern action. And Macron's party set for big parliamentary win after first round of French elections. Final outcome to be decided at run-off. The Goods and Services Tax Council on Sunday decided to reduce tax rates on 66 items, from pickles and cinema tickets to insulin and instant food mixes. The centre and the state has also decided to ease the compliance burden for small businesses. Here are the more details. Finance Minister Arun Jaitley on Sunday chaired the 16th GST Council meeting in the national capital. The council has decided to reduce tax levels on 66 items against representations received for 133 items. Now the movie tickets costing 100 rupees and below will attract 18% tax as against 28% proposed earlier, while those above 100 rupees will continue to attract 28% GST. Kitchen use items like pickles, mustard sauce and murabba will attract 12% GST as against 18% proposed earlier. Also, tax rates on cashew nuts have been cut to 5% from 12%. The council also lowered GST rates on children's drawing books to nil from 12%. Computer printers will attract 18% tax as against 28% earlier. GST on insulin and agarbatti has also been lowered to 5%, while school bags will attract the tax of 18%. Tax rate on kajal has been lowered to 18% from 28%.
There would be an adverse revenue impact if other things remained equal. But we are also hoping on revenue buoyancy and a check on inflation that GST will ensure so as to make up for that loss. One of the objects and advantages of GST is that you bring the rates down, but the base expands, so you maintain the level of taxes.
The GST Council also decided that traders, manufacturers and restaurant owners with turnover of up to 75 lakh rupees can opt for a composition scheme and pay taxes at the rate of 1, 2 and 5% respectively. Earlier, the slab was 50 lakh rupees.
We were able to reduce rates of many which deserved being reduced. But perhaps the biggest win today is for the small and medium enterprises of India. We managed to get them out of all taxes below 20 lakh turnover a year. That was a big victory.
The next meeting of the GST Council will be on June 18th, when it will take up lottery taxes and e-way bill. On the issue of review of GST rate on hybrid cars, it was decided that Council will take it up after considering states' comments on a detailed paper issued on the matter earlier. The GST will roll out from July 1st. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV. Finance Minister Arun Jaitley will meet heads of PSU banks today to discuss the issue of non-performing assets, NPAs. The minister will also review the financial performance of all the public sector banks. The FM will discuss the steps being taken by the banks to expedite the recovery of bad loans, which have crossed 6 lakh crore rupees. Apart from the financial performance review, the meeting will take stock of the status of stressed assets and various measures taken to clean up the balance sheet of the banks so that they can start lending. Other issues on the agenda include discussion on financial inclusion and literacy, review of performance of social security schemes, including Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana and Atal Pension Yojana. The day-long meeting will also cover areas like cyber security, digitalization of banking transactions, rural development, agriculture credit and education loans. In a big relief to farmers in Maharashtra, the state government on Sunday announced a loan waiver and decided to form a committee to decide the criteria of the debt relief. Following the announcement, the farmer leaders in the state called off the protest but said that if the decisions were not implemented, then the agitation will restart next month. Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis had on Friday announced the formation of a 6-member committee to look into the various demands of farmers, including the loan waiver. The state farmers had been on strike since 1st of June, demanding higher price for their produce and loan waiver. The 11-day strike had hit the milk and vegetable supply in the state.
किसानों की अल्प भूधारक और मध्य भूधारक की कर्ज माफी इसके पहले माननीय मुख्यमंत्री महोदय ने घोषित की। किसानों की यह मांग थी कि सारे किसानों को यह मिले। आज सरकार ने सारे किसानों की कर्ज माफी कुछ निकषों के आधार पर तत्वता मान्य की। निकष तय करने के लिए एक समिति का निर्माण होगा, जिसमें किसान संगठन के नेता भी रहेंगे और सरकार के नेता भी रहेंगे और उस समिति के निकषों के सहमति के बाद वो कर्ज माफी मान्य होगी।
जो छोटे किसान है, स्मॉल एंड मार्जिनल फार्मर है, उसको हम मदद करेंगे। इसकी घोषणा तो 8 दिन पहले हो चुकी थी, कोई जीआर अभी तक निकला नहीं। तो शासन जो कहती है उसका अमल करना है तो गवर्नमेंट का जीआर बहुत जरूरी है। तो जब तक जीआर इशू नहीं होता है, गवर्नमेंट रेजोल्यूशन या शासन का आदेश जब तक जारी नहीं होता है, तब तक ये सिर्फ बातें हवा में कहने वाली बातें हैं। मैं तो समझता हूं कि हम सरकार पे विश्वास कैसा करें कि जब तक उसको पूरी अमल करने के बारे में सरकार का आदेश जब जारी होगा तभी सच्चाई इसकी सामने आएगी।
Meanwhile, in ripple effect, farmers in Punjab have decided to launch a statewide agitation to press for debt waiver and implementation of a Swaminathan Commission's report. 7 farmer organizations will stage sit-ins at all district headquarters of the state. Farmers in the state have been demanding a debt waiver from Congress government since it came to power. Pro-Kannada organization have also called for a Karnataka Bandh to press for their charter of demands, including farm loan waiver. With no fresh case of violence, Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan on Sunday called off his fast for farmers. Before ending his fast, Chief Minister had reiterated that peace in the state has been restored and those involved in the deaths of farmers will be punished severely. The Chief Minister, reaching out to cultivators, also met 15 delegations of small farmers and 236 panels of big farmers on Sunday. The delegations pressed for loan waiver and satisfactory prices for their produce. Chauhan had launched an indefinite fast for peace restoration yesterday amid the farmers' protest gaining heat in Western MP. The political blame game over the farmers' issue, however, continues, with the Congress party calling Chauhan's act drama and said that in spite of such tactics, the condition of the farmers remain unchanged. Meanwhile, curfew was lifted completely from Mandsaur district, the epicenter of the violence stir by the farmers, as the situation there remained peaceful.
मैं मूल्य स्थिरीकरण कोष बना रहा हूं 1000 करोड़ रुपए की लागत से। मूल्य स्थिरीकरण कोष मतलब ये कोष क्या करेगा? दाम अगर गिर गए तो दाम को थामने की कोशिश करेगा। सरकार हस्तक्षेप करेगी।
And on to some more news. The Gorkha Janmukti Morcha has called for an indefinite shutdown of the government and Gorkhaland territorial administration offices in the hills from today. Along with the Bandh, it has also revived its demand for a separate state of Gorkha, forcing the administration to announce tough steps to tackle an unrest. Educational institutions, hotels, shops and establishments and transport have been exempted from the purview of Bandh. The GJM said that the banks will be allowed to operate only on Monday and Thursday. West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee issued an order that all its offices will remain open in Darjeeling and Kalimpong and also made it mandatory for employees to attend work. A day before the shutdown, GJM Supremo Bimal Gurung has advised the tourists to leave the hills because of the possibility of an untoward incident. Meanwhile, Bimal Gurung has written a letter to Home Minister Rajnath Singh mentioning that a GTA has failed because of the high-handedness of the state government. And for more on this, we will go across to our correspondent Akhilesh Suman, who is joining us on phone line. Akhilesh, with the state government and Gorkha Janmukti Morcha being at loggerheads, what is the current situation in Darjeeling?
Yeah, actually, what I am getting from there, that offices have closed, but no one is going inside the offices because the GJM activists are spread all over the roads and people are feeling scared. So you can say that impact of the Bandh call is seemingly on the hills today. And though police is also present there is no dearth of police and paramilitary forces. And that is why I think that even tourists are scared and they are also not coming out of their hotels, and vehicles are not going from Siliguri side to Darjeeling. So whoever is there inside the hotel or is there inside the home. So in the early hour of the Bandh, you can say that impact is there.
Akhilesh, you have been touring a lot in Darjeeling for quite some time and getting us all the ground report from there. So tell us now, what is the road ahead for the Gorkha Janmukti Morcha and the government to stop this stalemate?
Yeah, it's a really a very complicated situation because what is happening? There is a confrontationist approach from both the state government side and also from the GTA side. Means you can say that it is becoming like a personal fight between Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee and GTA Chief Bimal Gurung. And that is why both have threatened, while Bimal Gurung has threatened that no, we will not allow Mamata Banerjee to come to the hills, because Mamata Banerjee was going to the hills more frequently than any Chief Minister has gone there. And also that she has hold the cabinet meeting there after 40 or 42 years when Vidhan Chandra was the Chief Minister of West Bengal. So the GTA, that is the territorial administration, it is feeling threatened that Trinamool Congress and Mamata Banerjee may create an influence in the hills, because you know that GTA new election is going to be held in late July or August beginning. So it is a political fight, confrontation, and who will hold the key, it will be very interesting to see. And other thing that on this June 13, Bimal Gurung, who is chief of GTA and also Gorkha Janmukti Morcha, he has called meeting of all the political parties and outfits who are present in the hill, including the CPIM and the Congress and the BJP and other Gorkha outfits. But what I am getting till now, that no one has confirmed that they will attend. Everyone is telling that it is a situation that needs to be understood properly, and GJM is not putting things in proper perspective. So I think GJM is also isolated in the hill areas as far as the political stalemate is concerned, though it has a strength over there. And if you come to Calcutta, political parties are telling that Mamata Banerjee is working arrogantly and they should go in talks with the GJM. The solution should be found in a way that is prevalent in democracy, that you have to talk, you have to create communication channels. But very unfortunately, there is no communication channel between the Gorkha outfit, that is GJM and Trinamool Congress. And center is giving whatever paramilitary forces and army are being given, but unless a state government requests, the center cannot intervene. Even though the GTA has written that yes, there should be some sort of intervention because GTA is not functioning because of high-handedness, because of Trinamool Congress leadership in the state, and the state government is not allowing the GTA to enjoy the autonomy that they have been given.
Right, Akhilesh. Thank you so much for joining us and giving us all those details from Darjeeling. Indeed, a very sticky situation there. And moving on, Pakistani troops resorted to firing and shelling along the line of control and international border in Rajouri and Samba districts of Jammu and Kashmir on Sunday, prompting the Indian troops to retaliate. Pakistan Army initiated firing of small arms, heavy automatics and mortars along the line of control in Naushera sector in Rajouri district.
In another ceasefire violation, Pakistani Rangers started firing on forward BSF troops in Ramgarh sector in Samba district along the international border. During exchange of fire, Pakistani Rangers also fired a few small mortar shells. Meanwhile, there was no loss or damage so far. Meanwhile, the army said that 5 militants killed in the counter-infiltration operation along the LOC in the Uri sector on Friday belonged to a Fidayeen squad and were planning a suicide attack. Huge cache of arms and ammunitions were recovered from the militants, in addition to body-fitted IEDs with timer mechanisms. Army has successfully foiled several infiltration bids by militants in past week.
5 hardcore foreign terrorists have been eliminated and large quantity of warlike stores has been recovered. These terrorists tried to infiltrate into the Uri sector by exploiting the thick jungles on the line of control in the night time. So far, in the search operations, huge quantity of arms and ammunitions has been recovered, which includes 5 AK-47, 2 under-barrel grenade launchers, large quantity of explosives, combat dresses, incendiary material, eatables with Pakistan markings, and uniquely body-fitted IEDs with mechanisms.
Home Minister Rajnath Singh will chair a meeting on Indo-Myanmar border issues in Aizawl today. The meeting is likely to discuss the status of border infrastructure along the Indo-Myanmar border and implementation of border area development program projects. He will also review the status of streamlining the free movement regime for better facilitation of movement of people across the border. The Chief Ministers of Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Manipur and Mizoram are expected to attend the meeting. Also, along with the Chief Secretaries, DGPs of the State, Director General of Assam Rifles and other senior officials are likely to attend the meet. And bringing down the curtain on the merger of the two rival AIADMK groups, leaders of the Amma camp, O. Paneerselvam, on Sunday night announced the dissolution of a 7-member panel set up to hold merger talks with Chief Minister K. Palaniswamy. The former Tamil Nadu Chief Minister made the announcement at a meeting of the party functionaries in Chennai. The committee was formed on 21st of April but had not met even once with the other faction. The OPS camp presently has 12 MPs and 11 legislators. Though both sides publicly announced their willingness to hold talks, the Paneerselvam faction remained firm on its demand for a CBI probe into the death of former Chief Minister J. Jayalalitha and removal of V.K. Sasikala and her family members from the party as a precondition for the talks. However, the other faction was not ready to remove them formally from the party. And let's take a look at what else is expected to make news today in Day Ahead. Consumer Price Index for May and Index for Industrial Production data for April will be out today. The annual CPI inflation for April fell to 2.99% from 3.81% in March, while the annual IIP for March rose to 2.7% from 1.9% in February. Congress will begin the process of relaunching the National Herald newspaper at an event in Karnataka. Vice President Mohammad Hamid Ansari will launch a commemorative edition of the newspaper to mark the 70th year of independence. There will also be an official launch of the edition and former print relaunch of newspaper in Delhi on June 20th by President Pranab Mukherjee. Supreme Court will hear a CBSE plea seeking the declaration of NEET result that was put on hold by the Madras High Court. More than 11 lakh students had appeared for the exam. The Apex Court Vacation Bench will also hear the plea for the transfer of the NEET cases pending before the Madras and Gujarat High Courts. And with that, we will slip into a very short break. More news and updates on the other side. Stay with us.
The story we thought we knew. The story of magnificence. The story of bloody battles. of those who ruled and those who left their footprints. The story charting the course of our past. Talking history on Rajya Sabha TV.
Welcome back. French President Emmanuel Macron's party has topped the first round of voting in the parliamentary elections, putting him on course for the overwhelming majority. Clearly, Macron is continuing to impress the French a month after being elected as country's youngest ever president in May.
Emmanuel Macron's party on course for a landslide victory following the first round of France's parliamentary elections. According to exit polls, Macron's party, Republic on the Move, and its ally, Modem, are all set to win up to 445 seats in the 577-seat National Assembly. If the final results show the same numbers, it will be a remarkable feat for Macron's party that was established just over a year ago and has candidates that have little or no political experience.
Je souhaite remercier tous les Françaises et les Français qui ont participé aujourd'hui au premier tour des élections législatives et particulièrement celles et ceux qui, nombreux, ont voté pour les candidats de notre mouvement.
Such a margin of victory is expected to give Macron the majority he so badly craves to further his political revolution. It is noteworthy that Macron won the French presidency last month without the support of a traditional mainstream party. It was a spectacular election victory over far-right candidate Marine Le Pen. But Macron now needs a majority to push through the changes that he had promised in his campaign. The traditional Republican and Socialist parties struggled with the turnout and criticized the French electoral system.
Les électeurs patriotes doivent donc, dans les circonscriptions où nous sommes présents pour ce second tour, massivement se rendre aux urnes dimanche. Une forte mobilisation doit pouvoir nous apporter la victoire dans plusieurs circonscriptions. Et ces victoires sont essentielles.
German Chancellor Angela Merkel congratulated Macron on the great success of his party. With a huge mandate, Macron is hoping to carry out far-reaching reforms to overhaul the country's political system and economy. France is suffering from high unemployment, a stagnant economy and security worries. The final results will be confirmed next Sunday after the second round of voting. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Let's take a look at all the other international developments and world wrap. Theresa May says her government plans to deliver a successful Brexit as she completed a cabinet reshuffle. May appointed her close ally Damian Green as her first Secretary of State, while Priti Patel remained the senior-most Indian origin cabinet minister. The embattled British Premier unveiled her new cabinet after shock election results forced her to form a minority government. IS terrorist group leader Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi has allegedly been killed in airstrikes, the Syrian state television reported on Sunday. The reports claim that Baghdadi was killed in the terrorist group's stronghold in Raqqa. It's not, however, clear that it's not for the first time that the leader of the ISIS has been reported dead. Previous reports claimed that he had been seriously wounded in airstrikes in northern Iraq. US President Donald Trump on Sunday accused James Comey of cowardice by leaking accounts of his meeting with the president. This comes days after the ex-FBI director testified that Trump sought to derail the Russian probe. In his testimony before the Senate lawmakers, Comey said that he had asked a friend to release a memo of his conversations with the president. And on to the sports. India outplayed South Africa in their final group game of the Champions Trophy to reach the semi-finals with an 8-wicket victory. Opting to field, India bundled out the world #1 team for a paltry 191, courtesy a clinical bowling performance by the Indian bowlers. The Proteas were 140 for 2 at one stage. but lost their last 8 wickets for just 51 runs. Seamers Jasprit Bumrah and Bhuvneshwar Kumar bagged 2 wickets each, while Ashwin, Pandya and Jadeja picked up a wicket each. The defending champions were fluent in their chase despite losing Rohit Sharma early in their innings. Shikhar Dhawan hit his 3rd consecutive half-century of the tournament, while captain Virat Kohli remained not out on 76 runs as India reached the target in 38 overs. India are likely to top the Group B, which means they will meet Bangladesh in the semi-finals. In the final Group B game today, Pakistan will take on Sri Lanka in Cardiff. The winner will join India in the semi-finals.
Goes a long way into the stands. India.
Luckily, we got their big strikers out early, and that really helps to close the innings off. Because in the end, if you get a 50-60 run partnership, the opposition is still in the game, and we didn't want that to happen. So, yeah, I mean, the bowlers stuck to their lines and got us the breakthroughs when we required, and that really helps. When you chase that kind of a total down, you can take your time because the bowlers have done such a good job. Thank you.
Rafael Nadal created history by becoming the first man in the Open era to win a Grand Slam title 10 times as he clinched the French Open title on Sunday in the men's singles final at the Roland Garros. The 4th seed Nadal was at his dominant best as he beat 3rd seed Stan Wawrinka in straight sets 6-2, 6-3, 6-1. This was Nadal's 15th Grand Slam title, and he now moves above Pete Sampras on the list of the all-time Grand Slam winners into the 2nd place behind Roger Federer, who is on 18. The Spaniard won the title for the loss of just 35 games over the course of 7 matches, second only to Jean Borg's 32 at the 1978 French Open. For Wawrinka, it was his first defeat in a major final. With the win, Nadal extended also his record at the Roland Garros to 79 wins with 2 losses since his first victory in 2005. His only defeats came against Robin Schöderling in 2009 and Novak Djokovic in 2015.
Years of hard work, but at the same time, a lot of things should happen to make an achievement like this. No? So a little bit of luck should be there, but happened, and I just can say thanks to life for giving me that opportunity. For me, something unique and amazing. Probably is the most important achievement that I have in my career.
Lewis Hamilton won the Canadian Grand Prix for the 3rd year in a row on Sunday to cut Sebastian Vettel's overall lead to 12 points. The Mercedes driver controlled the race from the start to finish. His Finnish teammate Valtteri Bottas came 2nd, making it a Mercedes 1-2. Red Bull's Daniel Ricciardo came 3rd, while Ferrari's Vettel finished 4th. It was a 6th win in 10 races for Canadian Hamilton, who on Saturday equaled hero Ayrton Senna's mark of 65 pole positions. And that's all we have for you in this edition of Breakfast News. Keep watching Rajya Sabha Television.